Dear colleagues, former mentors and guests, greetings from Decheng County in Zhejiang Province in China, where ancient towns meet hypermodern, cyberpunk-looking megacities. It's wonderful to be in front of you once again, but from the other side of the world. I owe this presence thanks to the incredible personal and professional development I've received from the CDT. As this is the last CDT conference, I thought I'd take you down the road of CDT memory lane. I met most of you in cohort 1 9 years ago at the reception floor of Travelodge in Cranfield. I remember seeing your faces betraying a mix of a lack of sleep, nervousness, but also excitement. Despite being 90% sure of where you guys were headed, probably in the same direction as I was, I decided to stay silent, just in case 10% of the probability that you weren't who I thought you were. Then the shuttle taxi designed to take us to Cranfield campus, where we attended our first CDT module, arrived, and we got in and started to talk to each other and get to know each other a little more. Come to think of it, it would have made a great reality TV show, especially with Stan constantly complaining about the stiffness of his Travelodge bed. He would have been the star of Marston Montaigne. We were all nervous at the time, perhaps a little clueless on what we got ourselves into. We came from different backgrounds, from different parts of the world, but all united in our drive, ambition, and passion for sustainable materials. The NGD for me was a globe-trotting adventure. It took me to exotic places like Halesowen in Birmingham, the Peak District, Coventry, and even Exeter. Oh, and there was a little place called Singapore where I went during my final year as part of my research visit. Looking back to the year when we in cohort 1 started back in 2015, little did we know how much the world would have changed over the course of 9 years. Did we anticipate the rise of AI? What about the proliferation and the sheer market disruption of electric vehicles? Where I live, the majority of cars I see on the road driving are all electric. And unsurprisingly, official figures now reflect that, where over 50% of total cars sold are all electric in China. We live in an exciting era where it's possible to purchase a car with 800 horsepower, which can run for 1,000 kilometers CLTC purely on electricity, can drive itself almost autonomously, yet cost less than £35,000. Here in China, there are even pre-orders for electric flying cars. The electrification of the automotive industry reminds me of the era when piston-powered, propeller-driven aeroplanes were replaced with jet aeroplanes after the end of World War II. If warfare can drive technological innovation, then surely the long-term survival of our species can act as an even stronger catalyst for technological development. In the field of aviation, huge strides in fuel savings have been made. Fuel savings and emission reduction has been made. Between 70 to 80% reduction in specific fuel consumption was achieved since the 1960s, when large high bypass turbofan engines began to power large airlines. This was driven by advances in metallurgy, going from forged turbine blades to directional solidified turbine blades to single crystal nickel-based superalloys. Nowadays, additive manufacturing is adapted to fabricate truly alien-looking structures with exceptional specific strength, leading the way for lightweight, high-performance airplanes. In my own professional journey, I saw the transition from castings, just characterized by bucket loads of molten metal, lots of heat, spark, and grumpy operators. And I saw that transition to additive manufacturing, which is based on lasers and coding. Such technologies, in certain contexts, can drastically reduce the environmental impact within the heavy engineering sector. And at the same time, they can also open up new possibilities owing to the exceptional material properties that they sometimes yield. And I'm sure you can think of many more examples, and I'm sorry if I missed your material specialization. Let's zoom out for a moment and put ourselves within a wider context. Human history was and continues to be shaped by materials. Entire civilizations were held together by the strength and formability of copper alloys, which led to the Bronze Age. It was eventually superseded by the Iron Age and later the Steel Age. How will future civilization, 1,000 years from now, characterize us? Will they call us the Silicon Age, perhaps the Nanomaterials Age, Nickel-based superalloy age? It's hard to say. We're lucky to live in a multi-material civilization which has tremendously enriched all our lives. And who knows what the latest developments in materials will take us in the future. As the chief engineer of the sliding bearing department here at Zhejiang Tianma Bearings in Zhejiang Province, China, the principles of the CDT, is applied throughout my day-to-day job. Whether it's developing wear-resistant alloys for wind turbine gearboxes, to development of advanced manufacturing technologies such as laser cladding, or looking at ways to dematerialize through innovations in materials, so we can do more with less. The CDT has truly shaped my approach and my way of thinking, and I'm sure it has shaped yours too. Back when I started my NGD, I used to think CFD modeling of metallurgical processes such as casting was super cool and super advanced, even though they were probably in use for around 15 years, even back then. Nowadays, I'm very excited about computational material science coupled with machine learning and all the exciting innovations in material that they can potentially deliver at a rapid pace. If there's something you're also interested about or work with, then please get in touch. We are now at the final conference of the CDT. I'm sure the CDT played a big part in shaping you to the individual that you are today, as it did with me. I would like to thank the three founders of the CDT, who I call the Troika, and the vision that you had when you formed it. I hope as NGDs we fulfill this vision. I'd like to thank our mentors and administrators. Thank you for seeing the potential in us and supporting us through very difficult journeys. And also thank you to Christine, who taught us the delicate but crucial art of communication, who empowered our confidence to share our passion to a wide audience group, and also making the whole learning process very fun. And of course, to my fellow cohorts, it has been a privilege to be part of this journey with you. We have supported each other through difficult times, and I hope we continue to support each other no matter where we are. The strength, resilience, and courage you have developed throughout this journey are things you will take with you for the rest of your lives. I'm certain you'll achieve many incredible and wonderful things wherever you go. From Zhejiang Province, China, bye-bye.